Amnesia is a weird beast of an episode. Not only because it's smack dab in the middle of three of the most important episodes coming later, but because it introduces an oddly pertinent modern concept. Nanomachines, son, as quoted by the great philosopher Senator Armstrong of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's essentially the Xana plot. Now, other shows in the past have done memory loss episodes. You know the ones. Character takes a fall or gets brutalized in a battle or eats a mushroom. If you're Digimon, you know the routine. Memory loss, character has to remember who and what he is, triumph over the bad guy, that sort of thing. This episode is that cliche, but then again, it isn't. The victim this time, or Stern. God, no wonder why Oric and Yumi are perfect for each other. They're both danger prone and put in the worst situations that this show has to offer. Thanks to a generous scientific institution donating them, the nanomachines have ended up in Mrs. Hurt's science class. But thanks to Xana, these nanomachines are essentially nano tinkerlots. Their main mission: make the school, and by extension the world, memoryless. That way, no one can stop the incoming AI invasion, of course. And this works on Auric. So much so that Sissy takes advantage of it almost immediately, and the crew doesn't know what to do, except, of course, the usual. The trick with this episode is that Oric eventually starts getting his memory back in the form of pounding migraine headaches. For the audience, we are given the sepia filter in the form of flashbacks. This won't be the last time we see this form of flashback used either in the show. Thus, going through some of Oric's bigger moments up to this point for the memory flashbacks, even bringing up some things that we haven't seen before, like how Jeremy gains access to the lab in the elevator, Vader, and how it works out. The first time we actually see it, and it's a blink and you miss a detail. You won't see you won't see the actual process until season 2 in real time. But these flashbacks keep things interesting, and it keeps Oric down the path of being the good guy, as he slowly remembers where he should be. He ends up there, but still with memory loss. Thanks to Jeremy's clever wordplay, for once. He's out to help the rest of the guys deactivate the tower. Mostly Odd and Aelita this time. But of course, he still has amnesia. And yes, Yumi's there too. It's one of the few episodes where all three are battling at once in season 1. Something that we won't have to bring up much later after this. But Oric still got memory loss, and he pretty much treats it like a video game. This is ironic because that's the exact term he used in Xana Awakens to describe Ryoko itself. which is a nice little nugget of information there. Even making the mistake of calling Odd Jeremy and not realizing any of it. Of course, the Warriors win. Tower is deactivated. Memory is restored to all. But it's the fact that Kolyoko has the bravery to play with the memory loss and basically work through it, unlike other episodes in which memory loss is the key, where once the memories come back, it all comes flushing back at one time, and thus the hero is restored. Not this time, though. The hero isn't allowed to, which makes for some comical situations at best and interesting at worst. The attack itself is also interestingly brilliant. Taking something that would be helpful in a medical sense and turning it the other way. Dangerous. And as the real world senses got used to having nanomachines, son, in many other forms of science, this was actually a precursor to all of it. Amnesia is surprisingly clever, poignant, funny, smart, and all the best things of some of the best written Koglioka episodes. Oddly enough, after really giving it some thought, it's strangely a 6. It might be the sneaky 6 of the season. It's really good. I'm surprised how well it holds up. Even if it's you just have to go with it sort of thing. Sorry for this episode being kind of like too wrapped up in playing Street Fighter 6 and NHL 23. But I will always be on time. And seeing that we're nearing the back end, things are about to get interesting as we close in on the home stretch of season 1. I'll see you next week, and you'll see many of my Street Fighter Twitch escapades coming up on this channel sooner rather than later, as well as a full Catic review for the whole game, too. But don't worry, it's not going to interrupt anything that we do here. So until next week, Lyoko Warriors, find peace in your own nirvana. I'll see you then.